It's week 2 of the 2025 season, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Vikings and the Panthers, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games.
Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers. Because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Panthers had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these 2 probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses.
They'll try to throw now. Young. That's taken in. It's Xavier Legette. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw, Young. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 9 catches, 75 yards.
And that was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit. And this is a guy that defenses have to better focus on.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Check, pick, switch, yellow.
Here's Brooks. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
One more time with Brooks. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game. And, gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for this squad.
You got to wonder in this organization.
And this is going to be intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. To the air with McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now McCarthy. They're going back to the same well. It's Hawkinson again. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Here's McCarthy.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Up the middle, Jones. The numbers for Jones last week: 15 carries, 68 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
Looking to throw McCarthy. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
On play action, now McCarthy. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
So he stopped for no gain, and now it's 3rd and 4.
You look at this Carolina defense.
They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Well, there wasn't anything wrong with them on that play, was there? Able to make a nice stop, held them to no gain. The key to their defense, though, is exactly what the defensive coordinator told you and I. They've got to be consistent.
3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. Running right, Jones. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively, they rally quickly after the broken tackle.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 9. McCarthy off the play fake.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
And his kick is indeed good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead.
Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there, all the things that have gone on. And the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud. They also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Young now.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Young from the shotgun. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. Back deep to return is Marvin Mims.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. An inside give to Jones. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
3rd and 5. McCarthy operating from the gun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
They'll try the right side with Jones.
And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
He was brought down there by Julian Love from the 43. Here's a 2nd and 8.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Throwing is McCarthy. That is caught.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 8 yards there and a first down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
He gets it to Addison.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
On play action, McCarthy. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now the first carry here for the running back. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
Really exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. They are still in search of their first points of the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw, Young. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Here is Young.
They'll run the screen with Hubbard.
And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This will be fielded at the 17. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
Oh, fighting off the defender. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Back to throw.
McCarthy.
His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. Ooh, with a juke. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
54 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 33. Able to slither by. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Oh, look at the juke. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Now 2nd and 9.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. A 3rd field goal of the 1st half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun.
McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Carolina offense about ready to go. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Brooks. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
The Panthers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Young to throw it. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
This is taken at the 15. Powerful running. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. McCarthy. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Fourth down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the offense for the Panthers here, getting the football back. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
A play fake. Now Young. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch and get something going here on 3rd down.
And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going.
Going deep for Hopkins.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Ready.
Now Young.
That one complete to again.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
Now Young. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started over at the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. And it's the Rams who are out in front as those teams approach halftime. Matthew Stafford's thrown a touchdown pass. From there, it's up to Highmark Stadium to check in on the Bills. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. Joe Mixon has a run for a touchdown. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And that one is at halftime as they lead the visiting Patriots in that ball game. 2 touchdown passes there for Deshaun Watson.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So
take over. They were losers to the Packers a week ago, but they've got the lead right now here as they come up on a 1st and 10.
To the air with McCarthy.
Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
That's another beautiful throw right there. It gets it to his man right in stride, and I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm, they've been sharp, they've been on it, and they pick up another first down there.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
2 yards, good enough for a first. The give to Jones.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Things looking much rosier for him here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison. So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 2.
The give is to Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Now McCarthy.
And his throw is incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Jadeveon Clowney picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's the 2nd sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Young will set to throw. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is taken at the 23. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Minnesota now ready for their next possession.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Here's McCarthy. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Looking to throw McCarthy. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage here on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3-and-out.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Carolina getting set to take the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Young. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Young going to give to Brooks. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Young to throw it. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return.
The Vikings head out to take over once again.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27.
Again, it's Jones. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, You're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And now out comes Minnesota. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And here's Jones again on second down.
And only able to get two here. Stopped at the 30.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on for the fifth time here today. This is brought in at the 21. Three quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And we're back now in. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the fourth and final quarter of play. Throwing, Young. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll bring the tight end in motion right.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down. Young now. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down.
Off the play fake, Young.
Short throw caught by the tight end, Oliver.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll run right here with Brooks.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Green, check white. Smith, red. Blue, check.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
49 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
They'll run straight ahead with Brooks.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out first downs, and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
Dance into, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Bryce Young,
his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Panthers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Vikings ready to go again on offense.
That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Jesus, second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
Throwing is McCarthy. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Back to throw. McCarthy. And now another one thrown incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late.
Young. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard.
They juked him. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Here's a handoff to Brooks running left.
A beautiful fake. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
64 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Once again, it's Brooks.
Fights through it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
Caught left side, Hopkins. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A give up the middle, Hubbard.
The nice footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Third down, Young from the gun.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Panthers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues. And
not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense.
And he's going to blow his way in for a Panther score.
Chuba Hubbard, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are an extra point away from going back on top here in the fourth. Well, we have seen the stiff arm get a bit of renaissance here in recent seasons, and that was pure strength there as he forced his way into the end zone.
And when you think of guys who use the stiff arm so effectively, I go back to guys like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, some recent guys like Marshawn Lynch. Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Bronco Nagurski, he dealt out a wicked stiff arm.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back.
Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Complete. Jefferson to target.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. A check down here to Jones.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short.
That looked great when he first took off, because in my mind, he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Panthers will get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Ready, check pink, switch, yellow, black swap.
Up the middle with Brooks here.
And he'll get this across the 40 and up to about the 42-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Forced out to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 1. A little under a minute to go. Needing at least 40 yards, you'd have to think, to have a shot. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Just over 50 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
He'll look to throw. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Where will the pressure come from? 4th and 6 now.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. What a thrilling 4th quarter this one was. Well, at least, I guess, if you're cheering for the winning side, an outstanding comeback, though, that saw them completely take control and change the outcome of this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many of us saw that coming, the way that they were playing and having the lead after 3 quarters. A little bit of a stunning ending because it wasn't just a 1-touchdown swing. It was a multiple touchdown swing for them to end up losing that ball game. Give credit where credit is due. They came off the pace and got it done.
So for Carolina, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire